Is there an objective world independent of our sensory experience? And if there is one, how would we know that it exists? Let's look at some of the ways that our sensory apparatus differs or is different from other species. So, as humans, we have what is called trichromatic vision, meaning that we can see three primary colors: red, green, and blue. This allows us to see a wider range of colors than many other animals, which have dichromatic or monochromatic vision. For example, dogs have dichromatic vision and can only see blue and yellow colors. When it comes to hearing, humans can hear sounds in a frequency range of about 20 to 20,000 hertz. This is wider than the range of many other animals, such as dogs, which can hear sounds in a frequency range of about 40 to 60,000 hertz. When it comes to smell, humans have about 12 million olfactory receptors, which are responsible for our sense of smell. This is fewer than many other animals, such as dogs, which have about 300 million olfactory receptors. However, humans are still able to smell a wide variety of scents. When it comes to taste, humans have about 10,000 taste buds, which are located on the tongue and the roof of the mouth. These taste buds allow us to taste 5 tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and something called umami. In Ayurveda, that's called astringent. Touch. Humans have a wide range of touch receptors in their skin, which obviously allows us to feel different textures, temperatures, and pain. Balance. Humans have a vestibular system in their inner ear, which helps us to maintain our balance. This system is made up of 3 semicircular canals and otolith organs. In addition to these differences, humans also have a unique ability to combine information from different senses to create a more complete understanding of the world that we manifest. This ability, known as multisensory integration, is essential for our ability to navigate our environment, interact with others, and learn new things. So it is important to note that there's a great deal of variation, even in sensory abilities amongst each other. I'll soon be interviewing a young woman who has access to modalities of experience that most people don't have, and I'll share that with you. So, of course, animals have also evolved additional sensory abilities that are not found in humans. For example, bats can use echolocation to navigate in the dark, and sharks can detect electrical fields produced by other animals. So, this brings a very important question into our awareness, which is there such a thing as an objective world? Because what we call the objective world is the human sensory experience. Let's look at some of the other species. So insects have a wide range of sensory abilities, including vision, hearing, touch, taste, and smell, and even echolocation. Some insects can even sense magnetic fields. These different senses allow insects to navigate their environment, find food, avoid predators, communicate with each other. Plants, sentient beings, do not have the same sensory abilities as animals, but they can still sense their environment. Plants can sense light, gravity, touch, and temperature. They can also sense chemicals released by other plants or animals. This information helps plants to grow, reproduce, defend themselves from predators. Sea creatures have a wide variety of sensory abilities that help them to survive in the ocean. Many fish have excellent vision which helps them to see prey and avoid predators. Some fish have lateral lines, which are organs that detect vibrations in the water. This allows fish to sense the movements of other fish or prey. Amphibians have a combination of sensory abilities that allow them to live both in the water and on the ground. Frogs and toads also have a Jacobson organ, which is a sensory organ located in the roof of their mouth. This organ allows them to taste and smell chemicals in the air. Reptiles have a wide variety of sensory abilities that help them to survive in their environment. Snakes have a forked tongue that they use to taste the air. Imagine tasting the air. This helps them to track down prey. Birds have excellent vision, which helps them find food and avoid predators. They also have a keen sense of hearing, which they use to communicate with each other. Some birds can also sense magnetic fields, helps them navigate. Mammals have a wide variety of sensory abilities that help them survive and thrive. Most mammals have good vision, hearing, and smell. Some mammals, such as bats, can also echolocate. Okay, so why are we discussing this? When we recognize that all we have access to is our perceptual and cognitive abilities, and that different biological organisms have different perceptual and cognitive abilities, this should automatically dismantle the philosophy of naive realism, which says matter is the ontological primitive, that there is subject-object split, that the picture of the world is the human look of it, and that if humans entirely disappeared, then the world would look the same as it looks to humans. You can see how ridiculous this naive realism is if you want to understand truth. So once again, we are embedded in a virtual reality. Our body-mind is part of the virtual reality. This virtual reality has been called Maya. Maya is the goddess of illusion that actually takes a field of possibilities and creates a species specific and culture specific and even individual specific experience of the physical world. There is no physical world, there is no physical body, and ultimately there is no mind. There's only consciousness fluctuating with species-specific qualia. And even the electromagnetic fields, particles, atoms, force fields, gravity are first experiences in consciousness, modes of knowing in consciousness, before they reify, is what we call the environment and the world. Naive realism is very good for creating technology because technology extends the range of our experience in the virtual reality that we are immersed in. In fact, without naive realism and its basis of subject-object split, matter as the ontological primitive, I wouldn't be able to speak to you. So naive realism has created the human universe. But that's not the real reality. The real reality is formless, irreducible, spaceless, without cause, fundamental, infinite, incomprehensible. So what? After all this analysis, the mystery of existence gets even more mysterious. And that brings us to the last niyama, rule of engagement with the self. Okay. Rule of engagement with the self. And that last niyama is called Ishwar Pranidhana, surrender to the mystery which is unfathomable, incomprehensible, and impossible to conceive or perceive. Who you are is that, Tattvamasi. Who you are is inconceivable and imperceivable, but without the inconceivable and imperceivable, there's nothing to conceive or perceive. So think about this and give me your feedback and let me know if you find this useful.